if that's all I see through the whole show, it's going to be a good show. Oh,
What? Just the clock in my forehead, my balding head.
well,
I'll give you
it's live right now, so you could just leave it like that if you like.
once in a while, I'll give you my eyes.
What you don't have from me though is the Fire Festival look that
I know.
typically
Man, that's good.
it looks a little better. I have this is the best video game poster I could find. It's Skylanders Giants.
It's a video game poster. Who cares? Damn it. I wish I had the best video game thing I have, but it's downstairs, so we're screwed. You're gonna have to wait till next time.
And then I've got my old Nirvana poster, concert poster. That was the quickest thing I could come up with, and actually, I put a lot of work into this. I really did.
It looks good. I like it.
10 minutes.
It looks like your studio. You look like you have more of a studio than I do. I look like I'm just sitting in my grandpa's study.
But yours is fine though. You're framed nicely. You have the two bookcases behind you, bookshelves.
I got my dog. He's in here somewhere. My dog's in here. He has to be. So I have these doors, and he feels an obligation of he has to be where I am for some weird reason, and I don't understand it. He's here. You can kind of. He's right there.
There he is,
buddy. Say hi to Jim. Do it right now. Say good enough.
Lick your nose. That means hello.
At least he wasn't licking himself. So I mean, at least you got him just kind of laying in repose,
just hanging out.
Yeah, chilling.
So it's less than a month since we actually talked last time. So that's a win. It really is.
And this week is crazy. So I'm glad we were able to fit it in. This is so in a college town, and you of course work near a college town or are involved in college type things.
Correct.
So in a college town, we are down to finals week is next week. And so I teach a class, and my students are doing presentations this week. And they do presentations for business people around town. And so that happens Wednesday and Thursday. And then my son plays the crosstown rival lacrosse game on Thursday. So this was the day when you said, do you want to do something Monday? I thought, we don't do it Monday. I don't know when we will. So
yeah, actually, I came on to actually ask you if we can reschedule to Thursday. Really, actually,
we can do that Thursday, but I'm gonna have to do it from a lacrosse game, and I'm the videographer for the lacrosse game.
Well, then that would be perfect because so you just show yourself the whole time instead of the game and broadcast it on the internet.
And I talk, and I'll just put a camera on the field. If it catches them once in a while, great. As they run past, if it doesn't, whatever. Okay.
So yeah, last week was rough for me. I was in a training class all week. I didn't really have much time to do anything, and of course my daughter got sick. It was just a mess last week. So this is the week. This is the hot week.
We're here.
And I think last show you mentioned that I was probably going to end up at one time purchasing something.
Yeah, and I think I know what you bought, and I want to talk about it because we both have the same game. But go ahead, tell me. So what happened? What was what pushed you over the edge?
I bought Persona 5. That's what I bought.
What? Wait, no.
I did buy Persona 5.
Okay, well, I'm sure you bought that. I haven't seen you playing it. Are you playing it?
Oh, I've played it. I've put about 7 hours into Persona 5.
Okay. But that's not what we're talking about here.
No. I was kind of saying, I bought a Nintendo Switch.
What why are you acting like you're about to purchase?
Because I wasn't planning on it. It kind of just was one of those things that we walked into Target one day.
It was there.
And it was there. There were 3 of them. There was 3 of them there. And my wife I said, hey, look, they've got a Nintendo Switch. And she looks at me and she's supposed to be the voice of reason, Todd. But she looks at me and she says, well, I guess we're getting a Nintendo Switch then. I said, what? What?
Oh, I love your wife. Is
okay. It was very strange. And then I actually had to rein her in a little bit because she said to me, do you need like a Pro controller too?
Yes.
And I'm like, oh, the pro controllers are $70. It's kind of unreasonable for a controller, really.
It makes all the difference in the game that you bought. So yeah, at some point you need to get it.
I'm gonna have to buy it, but
Yeah.
so I think my Switch I've played. It's seen more action playing Just Dance 2017
Okay.
and even Mario Kart 8 than it has Legend of Zelda.
So I want to talk. Let's talk about Mario Kart for a little
Okay.
bit. Because
Okay.
I know.
I haven't actually played it. I've only watched it.
I've seen your son playing, and I want to talk about our sons playing the game because they're at different ages. My son is 17. Your son is 5. And I want to talk about him playing the game first because there's a feature. I don't understand it because my son isn't using it, but there's a feature that your son is using that makes the game fun for him. I've seen other people post and talk about it. So can you talk about that a little bit?
I don't know how he's using the feature. I think it's actually always on by default.
Okay.
Basically, all he's doing is hitting the gas button and he's winning.
Yeah. Is the game driving for him?
In a sense, yeah. If he gets too close to the edge, it'll pull him back in, and he doesn't bounce off the walls or anything. It actually just corrects his trajectory, so he doesn't run into walls. I want to say that I actually even saw a banana disappear in front of him once, but it may have just been a timing issue that it didn't really happen like that, because he does get hit by like the blue shells, the red shells, and all that stuff. So it's not like the game is purposely taking that part away from him.
But he's able to win once in a while.
Once in a while, like the first time he played, he won the first 3 races and came in second the 4th. So
and so nice. When that happens, I mean, he's enjoying the game.
Oh, he was loving it. He thought it was great. He was jumping up and down. He was happy he got a gold trophy in his first Mario Grand Prix.
So I think that feature is really interesting for kids. And I remember when my daughter first started to try to play the game, and she gave it up after 1 or 2 races. And if she would have had that feature, it's kind of like learning bowling. I mean, the idea of putting something in the gutter just so they can experience what it's like to have a strike.
Right.
And that's kind of what's happening here in Mario Kart is you're giving them the opportunity to experience what it is to be successful. And so then you can change the features and make it more difficult as you move forward.
And then he was playing against my my oldest daughter, who's 11. And while she did end up beating him, and of course that was its own problem because he wanted to win.
Sure.
He came in second, so it was a 1-2 finish somehow between the two of them, and I'm not entirely sure how it ended up that way because it wasn't like he was doing anything much different than just driving with the gas pedal, but it worked out well, and they had fun until the end of the race when he had a little bit of a tantrum. But
and at that age, my daughter's 14. She had a tantrum the other day when they played Mario Kart, so it doesn't end. I'd like to say that it gets better, but they still get frustrated.
Yeah.
The difference is, so Cameron, I got it Friday. The game came out Friday. Cameron played Friday night, most of the night. And then Saturday, his friend got a Switch. And so he took our Switch over to his friend's house, and him and 5 other friends all showed up at this house. And they played till, I want to say, midnight or 1 in the morning.
Did they just play on the little screens, or did they hook them up to TVs?
They didn't put it into the dock at all. They played on the little screen.
Wow.
And, and they played for hours. And then for some weird reason, they switched to 1-2 Switch and they played as teams and loved it. I was about to trade in 1-2 Switch, and he said that they played that for another hour.
I wonder if that's just like a one and done type of game though. Like you'll play it with a group of people and then that's it.
It reminds me of there were some PSVR games that came out. They're really not even games. I mean, like experiences that you might try once or twice or save. So when your friends come over, they can try it. And maybe it's like that, but they really enjoyed it. But he's still playing. So the reason I looked up a second ago when you were talking, because he came to the door, and I think he just placed first in a world race that he was doing. And it's taken him all weekend to get to the point where he's placed first in a race. I've tried to race him, and he comes in first every time, and I usually come in like 8th. So
are you playing? Do you have multiple pro controllers, or are you just using like
when we do that? We're playing with the Joy-Cons, which
the little tiny ass Joy-Cons.
My hands are small. You know, we've talked. I have Hobbit-like hands. They're tiny little hands, and it's uncomfortable for me to hold a Joy-Con. So I've used the Pro Controller and played it by myself, and that's the way to play. But we've played with the Joy-Cons against one another, and it's fun. But I'm never going to win.
So I was at Target Sunday, so that was yesterday actually, and they had the new steering wheels, and I was surprised that they were only about $15 a piece for the Joy-Con steering wheels. So
I get, how does that work? What do you do with the Joy-Con?
It's just like the Wii version of Mario Kart, where you stick the Joy-Con in the center of the wheel, and then it drive around.
So did you get one?
No, I didn't get one. No. It's $15 for a piece of plastic. Come on.
I know, but I'm thinking if it's more comfortable to hold, it would almost be worth it.
Yeah, I think that's the big thing. I would probably go and get a Pro Controller before I got that, though, because I think I need one anyway. So then I'll have, the one with the Joy-Cons and then one with the Pro Controller, and you at least have 2 people doing it that way. So
the accessories I bought so far are I bought a case from Amazon that is perfect. It's just the size of the screen with the Joy-Cons hooked to it, and it's kind of a hard shell case. I think it was like $17. It's perfect. So I got that. I've been using just regular USB-C cables to charge it, and they work great. I have a external charger I've been using for my phone for years, and that external charger has worked just fine when I'm out and I'm not able to plug it in.
And it actually charges the system.
Yeah, there are a few out there that work fairly well, and this one seems to do the trick. And does it? It's not lightning speed, but it's as fast as if I plugged it in.
Yep.
There are some, though. You're right. There are some external chargers out there that you'll plug it in, and it will take 5 minutes to 10 minutes to go a percentage up, if not longer. 20 minutes for a percentage up. So some of them don't do the trick, but this one seems to be okay. So I have a couple USB-C cables. I have the case. I have the Pro Controller, and that's it. At some point, I think I'll buy a couple more Joy-Cons, but that's down the road.
I've only got the screen protector. I figured that was the one thing that I probably should get right away with kids.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But I didn't buy anything else.
If I had I have kids. If I had younger kids, I say that, and I'm waiting for it to come home with a broken screen since my son's been playing it so much. But I think we'll be okay. We'll see. We'll see the next time we do a show if I say the same thing.
Yeah. So I got Mario Kart. I got Just Dance 2017, which the kids are having a blast with. And you know what? They're scrolling through the songs, and I think those games live and die by the song catalog. Mm-hmm. And quite honestly, I kind of feel like it's kind of lacking in this particular one. But they have the Just Dance Unlimited, which is they give you 3 free months of if you actually sign up for it. And I haven't done that yet because I can already see this system having issues with like their online presence just because of this game, because you have to sign in to the Nintendo Network with the ID. Like my ID or my user account is the Nintendo Network, the one that's tied to the Nintendo Network. And I don't have one for my kids. They're not all signed up separately because I figured, oh, well, it's my account. It'll be on mine. And then they can just have their own user accounts on the system. But my daughter was signed in as her, and I wasn't signed in, and it said, hey, you got to create a Nintendo Network. So I tried to sign her into mine, and it wouldn't let me because I have my other account linked to that. So I'm concerned that they're going to have some sort of issue with account sharing or family sharing between the whole thing.
Yeah, now that you say that makes sense. My son's been using my account to race, which is fine because he's unlocking a bunch. It's like when they were little, and I would use them to basically mine games for me,
Yeah.
like go into the mines and unlock all the things for me.
You get all the achievements, achievement farming for you.
He's doing it again for me. It's awesome, and he's much better at it now. So I wonder though if he ever wants to do something specific, if that will be an issue. So
because it makes it really easy to set up different user accounts for each person that uses the system, and to switch between them. It's super easy. So I liked how they did that. But as soon as there was some sort of online functionality, there wasn't any sort of way to manage, say, okay, I want to sign in with my account, but allow her to use it. So I'm concerned about it. And especially for like something that's a subscription service. So if I wanted to actually pay for that service, she's going to have to play under my account the whole time.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this. So you and I've had it for, you've had it for a couple weeks now? Week?
Yeah, a couple weeks, 2 weeks.
I've had it for a couple months. I can't think, other than if they charged me for online play, I can't think of what I would be willing to pay, that the fee for the online subscription based part of Nintendo. I can't think of what I would be willing to pay for, because I'm not interested in a lot of the games that they're going to offer and then take away from me. So I'm asking you, I mean, what if you know about it too, what would you be willing to pay? What is there out there that you'd say, okay, yeah, I'm in?
I don't know. So like the other systems, it's kind of like par for the course right now. You have to have an account to play games online against people. And if there are things like Just Dance that can give me like a free trial, that's fine enough. Like I don't need to sign up for the system to have more friends, because it's primarily a system for the kids, right? I mean, I'll play it too.
Sure.
But they're the ones that are taking advantage of it the most right now. And maybe that's my own fault. Maybe I'm a little. I don't think I'm as into Zelda as most people are.
Yeah, and I'm not either. This version of Zelda is probably one of my favorites I've ever played. I enjoy it. I'm not as obsessed with it. I've never played it on the television. I've always played it just on the screen. But that may change. But you're talking about, so the subscription for Just Dance is separate from the subscription for Nintendo Switch, correct?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah. So you're talking about the potential of paying for two separate different subscriptions. And I don't know if I would do that. I can't think of anything that would make me do that unless that one game was the game that my daughter loved so much, and it was the only game that she would play, and maybe then I would consider it. But right now, no.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't see anything in particular right now that I need to pay for. But unlike the other systems too, I think it's supposed to be only like $20. So you can almost justify it in that regard.
So they're not. So Nintendo, I read last week, Nintendo's not doing any kind of online E3. Well, they're not doing any kind of E3 event. I don't even know if they're doing a Treehouse event.
I don't think they're planning on doing much of anything. I mean, they may do like one of their what are they called, Nintendo Directs, but I don't know if they're going to do anything around that time.
So I wonder when they're going to start talking about this subscription opportunity, the option. They haven't talked much of anything about it, and it's supposed to be one of those things you have for a set amount of time, and then they're going to start charging for it in the fall.
Yeah, I think that's what the original plan was, but yeah, they haven't really said as to right now what you're going to be doing with it. And the only game that's coming out that people are going to want to play online, well, Mario Kart, obviously, but Splatoon 2, that's coming out, and you would think that they'd have some sort of plan already in motion to let people know that this is a temporary thing.
I would think they would want to launch it in June or late May, allow you to have it over the summer with Splatoon 2, and then when they get to September, late September, October, they say, okay, now we're going to start charging you for it. I would think that would be the model that they would use. But nobody even knows when Splatoon 2 is coming out, do they?
I thought that I thought they announced the release date for it. Yeah.
I haven't. I knew it was this summer, but maybe it was June. So
Yeah. Release dates, I don't know. They don't mean too much to me anymore, really.
it's
Every once in a while I'll get excited about a game, but a lot of times I'll be like, oh, that's coming out, like Prey. Prey's coming out what, tomorrow? And I had no idea. And that's, people were talking about that when years ago before it got canceled and then recreated as something else. But even that, like, I'm hearing people talk about that as like it's going to be the next BioShock, or it feels just like BioShock, and that's just not. I'm just not interested in.
Yeah, I at some point I'm sure I'll play it, but you're right. I haven't pre-ordered it. I'm not going to get it. I have so many things on my plate right now that
I downloaded the demo. That's on my PlayStation right now, but I haven't done anything with it.
You're one step ahead of me because I didn't even know there was a demo.
Yeah, it says it's called the first hour. I think you can play the first hour of the game or something like that.
All right, and that's what I'm going to do.
But getting back to Zelda, maybe it's that I just let people's opinion color me a little bit too much in terms of what I was expecting out of the game, because I hear people talking about this thing like it's the greatest game that they have ever played above anything else. And while I do think it's a really good game, it's not. I'm still waiting for something to really grab and hook me in as to, right now it's an open world game, right? I go around, I do some stuff, and then I can't. People say they spend like 3 hours at a shot in the game, and like I'm having trouble spending more than a half hour. Maybe it's my schedule, maybe it's I don't know, but there's nothing in it. I'll go in and find a shrine and do the shrine and say, okay, I'm good for now.
I think
another time.
What was the transition for me that made me understand what everybody was talking about happened over the last few weeks. And it was at points where I would be trying to get from my point A to what I thought was point B, and there would be something else in between point A and B that threw me for a loop. And I wasn't expecting it. And I would, essentially wandering into a place where there was something to do. It's the kind of experience that I had the first time I played World of Warcraft. You'd wander along and all of a sudden there'd be something there and you'd be like, what in the world is this? And you just wander up and check it out, and something exciting would happen, or something different would happen, or a quest would open up. And I've had that happen more often in the last couple weeks, or really the last week, than I had the first probably month of playing the game. So
maybe it takes a little while to get that stuff, because right now, I mean, literally it's Far Cry, right?
Yeah,
you're walking around. Okay, there's a camp over there I got to deal with. Okay, after I do that, then I get to my shrine and I'll do the shrine to get the one seed at the end, or whatever, the stone or whatever. And I haven't really encountered anything like crazy cool. There was one time when there was a man and his wife being attacked by a couple of those pig-like goblin guys, and I went in and I saved them. But they didn't even thank me. They're just like, "Oh, I'm done." Oh, okay.
Because a lot of people are rude in Hyrule. I mean, they just that's the way. I mean, it's been hundreds of years, or 100 years at least. So they don't know what to do. Do they think? Do they think you're going to actually try to take advantage of them? They don't know.
And maybe I need to use the powers again more often, because they do have some cool like stasis effects and stuff. And I saw you can stasis a boulder and then smack it a whole bunch of times and then jump on and fly across the map. Like, that's a cool thing to do, but it's not. I don't know.
I haven't done any of those things, and what I've found is just exploring. And I've allowed myself to explore more without feeling like I have to get to the next quest. Now, I'll be honest with you, and I want to talk about this at some point. We don't have to talk about it right this second, but I may be the only one, but I enjoyed playing Horizon Zero Dawn a lot more than I've enjoyed playing Zelda. To me, that's my favorite game of the year, maybe the last couple of years. I finally finished it, by the way, and man, it's such a good game. To the point where, and this is, can I talk about Can I talk about Horizon Zero Dawn versus Mass Effect for just a second?
Mass Effect Andromeda.
Yes.
Okay.
So I finished Horizon Zero Dawn, and then I found myself going back and doing different things just because I didn't want it to end, which is rare for me. You know, I rarely, number one, rarely do I finish a game. Number two, rarely do I go back to a game once I finished it. So I finished the game. I find myself going back and doing different things. I'm thinking to myself, you know, I have Mass Effect Andromeda. I should really try it out. So I get into the game. I'm trying to play it. And so immediately I start comparing it to all the things in Horizon that I liked. Well, the ability to find the quests and where to go next and the map are so much easier to follow in Horizon. I'm getting lost all over the place in Mass Effect, and I'm not even sure sometimes where the quests are.
It's because you're bad at games. It's fine. I mean, we've dealt with this before. So
I know that is probably true. But there are a lot of people bad at games then, because I've heard the same thing from other people playing Mass Effect who haven't necessarily played Horizon. It's just so frustrating that you can play a game that is so well put together, so constructed to the point where you can still kind of do your own thing and find your own way, and yet they have a map for you and direction for you, so you never feel just completely lost. And even with Zelda, I don't ever feel completely lost. I find I can go find something to do. But there are times with Mass Effect where I've backtracked probably 3, 4, 5 times. I'll end up on the ship because I think that's where the quest is leading me. And then I get on the ship and I'm sitting there and it's actually back on the planet I was just
jeez.
And so then I go back to the planet, but the quest line, there's an icon, it's pointing back at the ship. And there was one time I went back and forth 3 times, and I thought, am I drunk? No, it's 10 in the morning. I haven't had a drink.
Terrible pathfinding or terrible, just quest layout, basically.
And that's the name of my character. He's the Pathfinder, and he's anywhere. And that's what sucks. And so I'm still playing it because I'm at a point now. At this point, about 10 years ago, I would have said, screw this, I'm done. But I'm going to push through and see if it's maybe me. I'm willing to admit that it might be me at my advanced age. So I'm keeping on. But the next time we do a show, we'll see if I'm still keeping on.
All right. Because right now I'm keeping on playing Persona 5. That's kind of in between the videos that I've been doing, and then the game that I want to go play more of is Persona 5.
I have that one, but I haven't started it. And
it's really weird that I played Persona 4 Golden on the Vita.
I played that. And I liked it.
And I liked it, but I got to a point in that game where I just couldn't play it anymore because of the dungeons. Wow. And the dungeons were very, the same thing over and over. You go in, you fight a bunch of dudes, you'd leave, and then go. And this Persona 5 has something similar to that, where you'll go into a dungeon, you'll do some fighting, you'll leave, and then come back another day. But they feel, at least from where I am in the game, they feel better. They feel like something that was put together with a purpose in mind, as opposed to what I don't even know if they were, but in Persona 4, they felt very randomized, like they were procedurally generated or something like that. But not in a good way. It was just like, hey, we just need you to spend some time in here grinding. And I'm okay with a certain amount of grinding as long as there's as long as it's fun, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in this one, so far, I think I'm like 7 or 8 hours into it, and I think I'm still sort of in a tutorial.
I've heard that tutorial goes. I mean, 14 hours, you'll still be getting different game mechanics that explain what you need to do and how to play.
But it's not an annoying way. Like at the very beginning, they do hold your hand quite a bit in terms of, all right, now you got to go to sleep right now. Go. You got to go to sleep. Okay, now you're going to go to school. Excuse me. And then it eventually opens up a little bit more. Like I just recently got the ability to choose what I was going to do during the day. Like I've got my boss that I have to go fight and take down. I know who that is. And I have a time limit to do it, and I have 14 days to get him taken care of.
I think I know who it is too. Is it a volleyball coach?
Oh, it's a volleyball coach. Yeah, Kamoshida is
Yeah.
his name.
In fact, the stories I've heard around that volleyball coach make me want to play the game just so I can see what the storyline there is, because that sounds just bizarre.
Yeah, it's I'm not going to give anything away. It's interesting.
Oh,
It's interesting enough. It's just enough for me to not like the guy.
yeah. Okay.
I've heard some people have extreme hate for him, and I don't know, maybe he'll do something else in the meantime that makes me annoyed. And he did do, he's done a couple things that, he shouldn't be a school teacher or a volleyball coach. That's for sure. But yeah, he's effectively the king of the castle at the school, and in the shadow world of Persona, that's what he makes himself out to be, as a king. So you have to basically go rip his crown away and take whatever treasure he's holding, and apparently that will remove his mean desires from the world. And the theory is that after you do that, he'll be, he may confess all of his sins at that point to everyone.
I've had trouble. I mean, I played the game. I didn't play. My son finished it on the Vita, and he's been playing the copy I bought. It's a little lost on me, and I'm not sure why. I don't know what is it about the game that you really enjoy, I guess, is the question I should ask.
So far right now, it's extremely stylish. I like the story. The whole thing with the volleyball coach is cool. It's got a neat backstory regarding the main character. So I don't know if you've heard much about that, but it's about this kid who basically steps in to do the right thing in Japan. Mm-hmm. And when he does that, he inadvertently pisses off the wrong high-powered individual. And to that point where, like, oh, you do that and your family hates you. Okay, so your family sends you away to go live with this guy who takes you in, and he's like this cafe owner who's just a surly pain in the ass. It's almost like he's surly because he's supposed to be surly, not that he's really surly. I can bet that he's going to be like a good friend of yours eventually, that type of thing.
Of me personally, a good
what's
friend,
that?
A good friend.
Yes, you personally. He's going to come visit you.
Okay, that's fair.
So he says stuff all the time like, you screw up and you're out of here, that type of thing. But you'll learn more about like how things happen at the school, and I like the whole aspect, the social management aspect of things, because you do have to make decisions about what you're going to do during the day. So now I'm at the point where you can pick all right, you're just going to go back into the dungeon and grind more, or you're going to go to the library and study. And if you do that, you'll gain knowledge points into your character and build him up, or you can spend time with some of the other characters that are in your party, and that strengthens your bonds between them. And there's always something that furthers your progress in the game, whether it be actual fighting in the dungeons or just going through these other side things.
What about the combat? I mean, it's turn-based, right?
Yeah, it's old school style JRPG turn-based stuff. You can either attack, you can do your persona power, which is effectively the magic attack, and you've even got a gun or some sort of projectile weapon. So you can shoot people, and what's kind of cool about the combat in this one is that once you learn the weaknesses of the personas that you're fighting against, fights go real fast. You'll knock them over with one attack that they're weak to, and then you can either try to absorb their power into you, basically, or you can do this thing called an all-out attack, which is basically all the characters in your party just beat the crap out of them. And the fight's over just like that. So it's well done. I'm really enjoying it. It's very stylish. One thing I'm kind of annoyed about is the whole Atlas restrictions on how you can play that game and stream it and share things with people.
Oh, yeah, I've read about that.
To the point where I was able to stream about 15 minutes of it when I was playing, and then it just completely stopped the ability right there. And if that's not bad enough, so now you can't stream it all, okay. But anytime I get an achievement, usually the PlayStation 4 will take a screenshot for you. All that's blocked too. So you'll get one pop-up that says, "Hey, you got this achievement or trophy," and then a pop-up right afterwards that says, "Sorry, we can't take the screenshot because screenshots in this scene are blocked." So it's just stupid. Like that particular. Come on, Atlas, you got to fix that.
Yeah. Are they worried that people are going to share too much of the story? I don't understand.
That's exactly what they're worried about. Is that they put out a statement like right when the game came out that said you can't stream past, I think it's July something is the date in the game. Not July during 2017, but July in game.
Okay.
And if you do, we'll probably come after you with copyright warnings, effectively.
Okay.
So it's very heavy-handed, and I can understand. So based on what I've seen with the story, I can understand where they're coming from in terms of wanting to keep that close to the vest so people can experience it for themselves. But at the same time, we're in a world where people stream everything.
Oh, I know.
And if they don't want to be spoiled, they're not going to watch it. So
yeah. I mean, we're at that point now. So it's not like somebody's going to try to trick you into watching the stream, or if they do, just turn it off.
Yeah.
And
a game like Persona, you're not even really going to know.
No, you'll be so.
If you haven't played it before, or you're not even sure where the person is, you're not going to be able to follow that story point.
Major games websites will set up streams of walkthroughs of games, and if they're able to do that, I don't understand why you couldn't stream Persona. So
yeah,
and I would just ignore it if I wanted to play it without the ruining the experience of the story for myself.
Oh, so I just actually got a message from JJ on Twitter. Mm-hmm. I can see it on my phone right now. He says he's in the chat room, but he's not actually typing in the chat. So hey, JJ, how's it going?
Just lurking in the chat. Yeah. That's cool. I am too. I'll look right now. I want to ask you about one other game that I have.
But before you do that, I just want to say Persona 5 is I'm really enjoying it. So I don't feel like I need to run it back to Zelda right now, and I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for everybody who loves the game, and I just haven't been there. But Persona 5 is my game right now, and it's really good. So,
well,
to you, sir.
Well, I was going to ask you about another game that I have that is actually the game that I'm getting ready to switch. And actually, JJ is one of the people who has talked about this game as well. But it's Nier, and I've thought seriously. We talked a little bit about it the last time we talked, but I know you've played a little bit more, or at least I think you have.
I only played that 30 minutes for that video that I did. I haven't played anymore. It's a game that I want to play more of, but it's just I got my Persona now, so
I think that's where I'm headed if I just can't take Mass Effect anymore. I mean, I'm trying. I want to enjoy Mass Effect, but I'm struggling a little bit. So if I can get through if I can push past the frustration of Mass Effect, I'll probably finish it. If not, I'm going to move on to Nier. There are several games that I have that are just sitting there waiting for me to play. Nier, Tales of Berseria, Neo, Persona. I found a cheap copy of Wildlands. Amazon was selling it for like $35 last week, so I have Wildlands now.
Yeah, that sounds like you got a lot of games to play.
Oh, I know, and now we're hitting the desert of nothing for the next few months. So other than Prey, I was looking today, and I didn't see anything else in May that I was interested in. There might be something, but I didn't see anything that was just blowing me away. So
I would. So you know what I really like about Persona 2? I'm sorry to go back to it, but
it's fine.
Maybe to try to sway you towards Persona.
There's a show for Persona next week. I got to take it away from my son, which I'm willing to do.
Oh, he's playing 5 now?
He has it, but I could take it away because finals are coming up and he doesn't need to be playing anything. So that's the excuse.
You need to study, son.
Yeah, you need to learn so you can graduate and do something with your life. Really just move out of the house.
Let daddy take the video game, please.
Yes, exactly. I may just do, because he also is playing Mario Kart right now. I just looked over and see that it's gone. So
No, but Persona is a really low impact game, right? You're not going to be having to spend a ton of time staring at the screen to make sure that you're twitching at the right time. It's very slow paced. You can take your time with it. It's a very nice a nice pace to that game. So I like if my daughter has something, if she yells for me upstairs when she's in bed or whatever, I can put it down. I don't even need to pause it. You just go upstairs.
okay.
Take care of what you need to take care of and come back to it. So
All right. Well, I may try it out. I mean, I know I've heard that Nier is one of those games that you can kind of get in, and it's not a long lasting game unless you're continuing to play for the different endings. So I could try it for a while and then maybe.
So I do know about Nier is that you have to play it to truly experience the whole game. You have to play it at least 3 times through, and the first time is with one character. The second time is the same story with another character that you hang out with in the first playthrough, and then I think the third time through is a completely different scenario in general.
I have to use my toes. I have to play with my toes on the controller for the third time through.
No,
Is that how it works?
Yes, actually, that's exactly how it works. Yes, and backwards too. You can't look at the screen the entire time.
That sounds about right from what I've heard about this game.
But yeah, so it's from what I understand, it's pretty interesting in that regard in terms of like they do, remember Half-Life, they did the whole blue shift thing, the original Half-Life, right? They came out with a side story that was basically you playing as a cop in Black Mesa. Mm-hmm. And you got every once in a while your path would intersect with Gordon Freeman's path, basically. So this is, I think, similar to that, where you'll see things from a different point of view.
Okay.
Which could open up your eyes a little bit in terms of what the story is.
That makes me more interested. I didn't realize that. So
yeah, it's a game I do really want to play, but only so many hours in a day, Todd.
Do you not want to play Horizon?
I do. I do want to play Horizon.
I'm telling you, man, that gosh,
you're rubbing your head there. That's a good game.
I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking I haven't finished the entire game. I've finished a lot of it, but there's probably another 2 hours of game that I have. I don't know if I could platinum it. I think I could. I've never platinumed the game. That would be the first one ever.
Are they coming out with any sort of extra content for it, do you know? Or is it just one and done type of thing?
Yeah, I haven't heard anything or anybody talk about anything. So I don't think they are, which I'm fine with, because I probably put 50 hours into that game, and I could do another 2 hours and finish off the quests that I haven't done yet. And there aren't a lot. I think there are like 4 or 5 quests I haven't finished. Then there are some other little things I could do here and there to get I think the top level's 50 and I'm at 45 or 46. So I'm close.
Yep.
But man,
no, that's definitely one of the games that I want to get into. But there's just, it's another open world game, man.
Well,
Persona is captured me, and that's a 100-hour game. If I want to play Zelda, that's probably 100 hours.
Yeah.
And then to top it all off, if the TV's taken with the kids or my wife watching like Twilight or something for the 20th time, I have Heroes of the Storm to play now again.
Okay. Well, tell me. Okay, but you're also doing all the indie games. I mean, you've been playing a lot of indie games as well. And once you've played, the videos that you've put up over the last few weeks, I think you even did one today.
Yeah, I put up what was the name of the Final Station was today, which seems like a really cool game too. It's
of the ones you've played over the last few weeks, which one have you liked the best of all the?
There's so many of them that let me just pull up my list.
Put you on the spot.
You put me on the spot. I got to look at my list. Come on. So I played the Sexy Brutale was pretty interesting. That's
Okay.
like a 3/4 isometric style puzzle game, effectively,
Oh,
where
yeah, I saw that one.
you play as a guy that in a mansion or a I'm not entirely sure exactly, maybe burlesque house or something, a casino-esque thing, and you basically have to go around and solve people's murders and stop them from getting murdered. And it's got a whole time rewinding mechanic that will actually, you'll see things happen, and then then you rewind time, and everything plays out the exact same way again, but you can interfere with things a little bit differently after you figure out what's going on. So that one was cool. I played probably more Slay Away Camp than I think I care to admit. That's another like puzzle game where I honestly thought that it was made for a phone and then ported to PC, but after I tweeted that exact comment to the developer, they said no, actually it was ported to the phones after PC.
Oh.
So it's basically you'll slide your character, your Jason-esque character, Jason as in Friday the 13th, in a certain direction, and he always has to go and stop at a certain point. So he'll go all the way as far as he can and then like hit a wall and stop, and then you can go a different direction. Or he'll run into a camp counselor and kill them at that point. Or he'll slide into the water and die. So you have to try to figure out the proper path to make sure that you not only kill everybody, but also then escape out of the level. And it's just a nice lightweight type of game. It has a Minecraft look to it, so that one's pretty fun.
Okay.
Yeah, that one's pretty cool.
That's on iOS as well as.
Yeah, I think it's on iOS right now. So it's definitely. I think it would fit perfectly on a phone. And
okay. And you would use your finger to slide the character.
Yeah, you basically just swipe up, down, left, or right, and you'll go in a specific. Like, there's no action other than swiping or going in that direction. At least not that I've found so far. So yeah, those are the games that I was kind of interested in. I played Everything, which was on.
I saw that one, and it looked kind of. There's a little bit of jank to it, but.
Yeah, the problem with that one is that when I recorded the video for that, I ran into a bug that made me not progress at all. And after I realized, I'm like, man, this game is kind of stupid. After I realized, I started looking around the internets for people that were playing this game, and sure enough, pretty soon after you're supposed to start playing the game, you can swap between things. Between actual beings, and I never got to that point. So I deleted my save file and restarted, and sure enough, I actually beat the game. I went through the entire thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it's not. You can actually let the game play itself. So it can turn into like basically a cool screensaver, and it'll swap. So you'll go either to bigger creatures or smaller creatures. And you can go down to basically like the cellular level as far as like, all right, now I'm a dog, now I'm a blade of grass, now I'm an ant, now I'm a hydrogen atom type of thing. And each time you jump into a new body or thing, it will catalog it in your things that you've actually encountered.
Oh, cool. Okay.
And then from there it actually loops around. So if you keep going further and further down, it'll go, oh, now you're part of a solar system because we went so far down or so far up. You can go into the solar system either way, basically. So it's a neat little idea. I don't know if I'd spend the money on it personally, but I did go through that one. But what was I going to say before I went down this path? Oh, Heroes of the Storm.
Oh yeah, sorry. I took you on a different direction. Yeah, Heroes of the Storm. So you're playing. Have you
played that at all ever?
I played it when it first came out. I thought it was fun. I enjoyed it, but I'm not very good at those games, and I'm always afraid that I am the weakest link of the team, and so I feel uncomfortable playing the game with the team.
Well, if you go in right now, you'll probably be with a lot of weak links.
Oh, perfect. Just like me.
Which is either good or bad for the enjoyment of the game.
Yeah.
Because I went in right before, so they recently launched this Heroes of the Storm 2.0 thing, which made a bunch of changes in terms of progression stuff. So now you can earn, basically they do the Overwatch loot crate type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So if you've been playing for a long time, you can actually go in and get loot crates that you've already earned. So if you're like I'm level 168 or something like that now, whatever it equates to after they did their new calculations. But I earned 4 or 5 regular loot boxes, and then 14 elite or higher level loot boxes, and then 1 veteran loot box. And all of them have like stuff, and they actually do contain real heroes. So
Okay.
you don't have to actually purchase those heroes. But if you ever get a duplicate of anything you've already gotten out of the boxes, they turn into a different kind of currency, which then can relate to like different cosmetic items.
Which also happens in Overwatch. So
Yeah.
if you end up with something that you already have. So, okay, that's cool.
So you'll get things like new announcer voices. So like Malfurion from World of Warcraft will be your announcer as opposed to the default guy.
Okay.
You can get voice lines, which I'm not entirely sure what they do yet, but they're voice lines for each individual character, and I think they might say it at a specific time in the match or something.
Okay.
You get sprays that, like, if you kill somebody, you can spray the ground with some sort of logo, and banners too. So you can throw a banner up when you take a specific like mercenary camp in the game or something like that. It'll be your banner. So they made some nice changes in that regard. I feel a little bit lost myself because I haven't played most of these maps, and there's so many characters. Oh my god, so many characters in this game.
I guess the thing I would like about it is I haven't bought a new PC in years, and I've been playing either on consoles or if I play a game on a computer, it's on a Mac. And so I could play that game on my Mac,
Yep.
and enjoy it, I'm sure. So, I may jump in and try it again.
So if you think you're interested in trying it at all, you should go in like within the next month or so,
Okay.
because they're giving away 20 free heroes.
Oh, wow.
And you get to pick. They have 4 different packs that you can pick from, and
Okay.
Basically whichever style you think you're going to like the most. And you can pick just a pack of 20 heroes and get them for free.
Do they have the turtle style?
I'm sorry?
The turtle style where I hide out
Those
in the corner.
maybe that would be considered the specialist, perhaps.
Oh, that's a nicer name than turtle. The specialist. That's what I am. I'm a specialist.
You're a specialist. There's a character, I don't know if you know, he's Murky. He was like one of my favorite characters. He's basically really low health, but he'd lay an egg, and you'd go around and you'd find a spot to put this egg, and when you put that down, you'd hide it in like the tall grass or something, so nobody would go looking for it. And then whenever he'd die, he'd just spawn within like 2 seconds. He'd be back in the fight. Like, he'd always just keep looping, so he wouldn't have to spawn all the way back at the beginning of the map. He'd spawn where his egg was.
I like that. I need that.
He's a really good annoying character. At least he was. I know they've changed a whole bunch of stuff, but
I may check that out again. I mean, I played it. What is it? Is it 2 years old now?
yeah, probably about 2 years old. Yeah, I don't think I've played for about a year.
I played it that first probably 2-3 months and enjoyed it, and then I got to the point where I didn't have the time to devote to the matches. And so, it's like with a lot of online things. If you don't have the time to devote to it, then.
But they've got different modes. They've got this quick match mode where you can pick whoever you want and just get in. And then they've got unranked draft mode, which is totally intimidating for me because I'm like, oh, am I going to pick the wrong guy?
Yeah, that's me.
And then they've got, ranked draft. And then they've got this other mode that I haven't actually played yet called Brawl. And I think it's the last time I looked at it, it was like a 3v3 one lane type of thing. So you just go in and have team fights a whole bunch of times, I guess.
Okay.
So that sounded cool. But yeah, it's when I was playing Heroes of the Storm, I was basically purchasing every character as they came out because I'd play it so much, and I just want to know everybody. I'd want to have all this, like, with a game like that, it's similar to a fighting game in that regard. So it's you don't have to master every character, but it's good to know all the different abilities that the characters have, so you can see them coming, and know what they're good for. But Yeah, it's Heroes of the Storm's really good. Still
All
really
right.
good.
Well, maybe I'll give it another shot. I'll try to download it onto my computer and see if I can suck less than I did the last time. So,
Well,
really try to
if you
suck
see me
less.
on, I don't know if we're friends on BattleNet. Probably not. Or I'm sorry,
We are.
It's not BattleNet anymore. It's
It's-
Blizzard. If we're friends on Blizzard,
I think we are. I know we are on Steam, so I thought we were on Blizzard too. So I'll check. I'll see. Yeah, I'll try it out. I'll see if I can find the time to download it. May not be this week. This is a crazy week
no finals, just video games.
for me. Yes, just I don't care if I flunk all my classes. I've flunked them before. Too late for me. There's all hope is lost. So
All right.
that's all the games I know, man. That's what I have been doing for the last.
I've been super tired lately. I basically will play maybe an hour or so of a game if I'm lucky, and then just fall asleep on the couch. It's a lot of times drooling on myself and on the controller.
More embarrassing than falling asleep with the game in your hands and a character walking into a wall and pushing up on the thumbstick, and you just sit there. And you're not drunk. You're sober. You're just really tired because you put some kids to bed or you got done with your job, and you're doing your best, just to make it.
There's
To 10 o'clock.
There's a couple times that I've been like reading something on my phone, like an email or something, and like just wake up to the phone just smacking me in the chin because I've got it up here like. Oh, okay.
All right, that's a whole nother thing that we need video of. Need to ask. Film Jim the night he falls asleep.
So this is funny. So I've got somebody named Ponophobia saying pay attention to the live chat, but I'm looking at the chat and I don't see anybody in here.
So our live chat is broken?
It looks like it. Maybe let me see. Let me go to the live control room.
That is.
I don't know. Ponophobias. I don't know.
I only know. Is it
PWNophobia? Oh, look, people are talking. Oh, Jesus. I'm sorry, guys. Look at this. We got both JJ and Adam talking about stuff in here.
I can't see anything. How can I see anything?
That's the thing. I had to open up a different window here, and I'm just talking to you in the group chat here. I guess that's different than the live chat. This is a new video game. This is the new video game I got to learn. Oh, Jesus.
Oh yeah, how to do a show.
JJ says right here. He says, so they're looking at another chat, I guess. Yes, you are absolutely correct, JJ. God. Next time we'll get it right.
We're gonna learn how to play this game. Oh, see, you've almost fallen asleep.
At least it's time to go to sleep.
Yeah, guys, we're sorry. We will get our act together.
This is the old man thing happening, literally in front of your eyes. Hey, I'm talking, and nothing's happening, guys.
Yeah, this is like that video of that husband and wife trying to talk to their grandkids on Skype and not realizing they were doing it the whole time. That's us. That's us.
This is Grandpa typing search terms into the Facebook posting thing.
I can't even find where the camera is. There's a hole there, and I don't. That's just a hole in my computer. I got to get that fixed. So yeah, sorry guys.
Terrible.
Well, next time I gotta. Okay, we'll figure it out. The sad thing is, you and I are over here chatting with each other. Wondering the other people are chatting.
Like I see the viewers. I see it says, all right, okay, hold on.
Yeah.
No, it's not here.
Oh.
Sorry, JJ. Oh, look, they're back, I think. Well, somebody's back. Anyway, just in time to
to close the show out.
Well, thanks for watching, JJ and Adam. At least I see you. I now see you, both of your chats, and I see Adam making fun of Todd.
Oh, good. I hope you know what Adam sounds like when he makes fun of me. Bleep bloop 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 bleep bloop bloop bloop. Half the time I don't know what he's talking about when he talks about his show. So
yeah. He gets deep into that League of Legends thing.
he is so in the weeds on that game, which I appreciate. I respect his ability to play that game and the community that he has created. That's pretty cool. But when he says something, all I hear is bleep bloop, League of Legends, bloop bloop, League of Legends. So I love him anyway, though. He's a great guy.
One of our success stories.
Yeah.
He
We're so
was-
proud.
Adam was at PAX doing interviews just like we used to do back in the day.
Yeah. Yeah, back in the day. Well, reminisce, think about it.
I'm thinking about it.
My other success story is his show just keeps getting bigger and bigger. So
Who show?
Huh?
Who show? Adams?
Greg.
Oh, Greg. Yeah.
Greg keeps getting bigger. Jim and I, there are a few success stories out there. We have. So, or, offshoots that where the sequels or the offshoots have gotten bigger. Adam and Greg.
Adam and Greg.
Right here.
Oh, and the other Adam too.
In our garage.
If you're named Adam, you're going to be successful if you hang out with Todd and I.
Yeah.
Because Adam Bash, he's ridiculously successful with the Sayer podcast.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you've looked into what he's doing now, but I guess he got mentioned by like Felicia Day at one point.
Oh wow!
So and then like he did a Kickstarter and raised a whole bunch of money. So he's like remastering all of his episodes and re-releasing things and coming up with a new series. So or a new season for the series. So he's doing what. Hey, good job, guys. We're proud of you.
We're right here in our basement doing what we did 10 years ago.
Meanwhile, I'm sitting next to my Skylanders Giants poster here and my Nirvana poster back here. You can see
next to my clock. And I can't find my camera.
Well, thanks, Todd, for getting together again with me.
We'll just keep doing this. If people show up and listen, whatever. If they don't,
they do. We just found out now, though. We didn't found out before.
For the first 40 minutes of the show, 45 minutes of the show, we had no clue. And now
JJ's saying something. He says, "It's good seeing you guys do this again." Thank you, JJ. It's good seeing you talk to us. And he said, and he says that you're not missing anything with Mass Effect. Quest tracking totally sucks.
Oh, good. I feel better then. I don't feel like a complete idiot. I was starting to get embarrassed. Like maybe I couldn't play games anymore. So thanks, JJ.
No, you still can't play games. Just in this particular case, this.
I have freakishly small hands. What am I supposed to do?
I'm actually pretty surprised that you're not more at home with the Joy-Con on the side.
It hurts.
I'm like this. I'm like
the only controller that ever felt comfortable was the company out of business. No, Mad Catz.
Oh,
Mad Catz made like a Xbox mini controller, and it was perfect for me. And screw them. They're gone.
Screw them.
They're gone. I
feel bad for them.
I am angry.
Pour it out.
Yeah.
This is empty.
Okay. Empty, so. It's the thought that counts.
All right. Thanks, Todd.
All right.
Thanks,
Jim.
JJ. Thanks, Adam. Adam's probably not there anymore, but yeah. All right. Good night. See you in a couple weeks, maybe, sort of, whenever we can. Probably Mondays. So.
Yep. I'll be back.